going on, Pyros? Finally made a trip up to pick up an order that I wasn't able to get before the 4th. Although the order was ready for me, I just wasn't able to make it. Place ended up being a world of little treasures, and I honestly could have broke my bank there, but I had to have a lot of restraint. But then I stopped at a few other places because in northern central Wisconsin there's tons of places. So I'm going to start out with the basic stuff here. Ran into Victory's retail store and grabbed these. Now, I know last year these were selling for, $40 a cake. This year I've seen them up to $75 a cake. The store there, the Victory retail store, was doing a buy one, get one for a penny, I think it was. So it was $99.99. So I got them for two of them for $100, $50 each this year for Willow Explosion. Ain't bad. I mean, these prices are what they are. They've gone up. They're not going to be going back down. I mean, now that the stores and the wholesalers and everybody knows they can get these higher prices and people are still going to buy like crazy, of course, why would they ever lower the prices? I mean, shipping could go back down to normal. Shortages could end. But it ain't like they're all of a sudden going to say, okay, we're knocking a bunch of money off our product. Nope. So you either pay it or you don't. If you want it, you buy it. If you don't want it or can't afford it, then you don't buy it. Honestly, I have not had this cake yet, and I've really wanted to have at least a pair of them to shoot off simultaneously. And I didn't think $50 was bad. Now, the store I actually meant to stop at, the one place in my area that carries this more West Coast brand, as we'll call it, HLF. My first grabs, two little guys here. One is they're both 25 shots. One is just a TK. The other is hitter color with a happy ending. Then was lucky enough, I could not believe he still had them in stock, but snagged 2 boxes of those. Buy one get one free. Ended up being $30 a box. I can't complain. I paid double that for some Panics, and after being told they were all bang, they turn out to be the color ones. So that's something I'm not too happy about. Then I was able to find this 35 shot fan cake. Was pretty psyched about it. I mean, there was a lot of 1-1s. Unfortunately, I didn't have the money to really pick up a bunch of them. Kicking myself in the ass about a few of them. But, yeah, once again, with this brand, full top. It's a pretty nice looking cake, though, from what I've seen. Managed to get a pack of the versus the 2 different types of warriors doing battle. He told me that these were probably a little quieter than the jungles. Now, the jungles were my first boom rocket, and I couldn't believe, the way they sounded. I lit a green one yesterday right when we got back to the city, and not only did it go up really high, the blast was out of this world. I mean, it set off car alarms for probably 4 blocks, and it drew neighbors out of dozens of houses. out onto their porches because they didn't know what to make of it. So I'm highly impressed. But if the guy's selling them, see, mine didn't even come with the insert. But I'm gonna have to do a side by side because honestly, I'd tip it to the green one over the jungle. Then again, buy one get one free. So I bought this and was able to get a cake for free, quote unquote, that I never thought I would have got. That's been on my hit list since it came out. Bam. 49 shot. This is a heavy little bastard too. I'm super psyched about this one. You know, like probably even more than the cakes that I bought last year that I, had been waiting to pick up. We'll spin around and we'll get to those here. So we got, Marvin the Martian, Hunter Shot Fan. Honestly, I don't know of another one of these, like another brand having one. The effects in this one seem unique. If somebody knows of another brand having one under a certain name, let me know, because obviously I never want to buy the same product by accident unless I specifically need two of them. But if there are companies that are making these effects, this fan cake, let me know. But so that one was the one that I'd been waiting for. And then boom, the 80 shot. Now this one I know in other brands, this one is known as Friends Everywhere or Man's Best Friend. So that's why I never picked up either of those cakes, because I knew I had one coming. But so I got, man, these technically that's a 2-1, but whatever. I call it a 1-1. It is what it is. Got that. 2 willows. 2 little hitters. The medium hitters. The amazing ass rockets. Then I stopped at a little mom and pop on the way home. And got, let's see, I got Brocade Blaster from Red Lantern. This dude had a really unique variety. And then I got this would appear to be a pair. There was Bulldog and Bad Dog from Windmill brand. Now, I have heard yes and I have heard no on this, so if somebody can let me know, was Windmill OL or not? Because I know they got those 5-inch extreme canisters that people seem to, they seem to be pretty sought after, so I don't know. I thought maybe there was something to it. I thought maybe, I know this is a little bit older brand. That's what made me buy it, is that he had quite a bit of stuff, but I was low on money at the time, so I only grabbed these 3 cakes. And then he gave me I got a sleeve. Now, I don't know if these are from the Extreme kit that everybody knows about or not, but the whole sleeve is different, gold titanium willows. So basically it's like a Nishiki Blast, I'm gonna assume. Hopefully it'll be at least as potent as a Nishiki Blast. But the sleeves that he had the cans were either yellow like this, then there was a red sleeve and a purple sleeve. The red and purple sleeves both had like really nice, unique sounding color effects. So if these are all from one shell kit, then that's pretty impressive. And no, these were buy one get one for $1. I didn't at this point in time I didn't even have this much left, so he just gave me the one sleeve for $30. So couldn't complain about that. I want to try them out and see what they're all about. And I mean, hell, even Nishiki Blasts are $35-40 a sleeve right now. I've seen them 50 a sleeve. But yeah, so man, that's what I got. I definitely plan on checking this little place out again, because I ain't gonna say he was fully stocked, but he was well stocked. And although the majority of his stuff was Brothers, World Class, he had a decent amount of Cutting Edge, which I always like to see. He even had High Voltage, which is one of my favorite cakes. You know, he had Raccoon, but then he also had Sky Bacon. He had some, well, obviously, this was the only Red Lantern item I saw. He had the Windmill brand. He had, RGS, you know, the ones that make the Black Widow canisters. He had a bunch of their stuff. He had Power Source, which I'm not familiar with, but I believe I've seen a few videos of their cakes, and they perform pretty good. And then he actually had a decent amount of Sunwing, which I bought a case of their stuff much earlier this year, back in like March, because I had never heard of them, and the cake's performance in the video looked great, and the one I shot off performed great. This guy actually had a pretty big variety of Sunwing items, so I thought that was kind of cool. Then he had some, powder keg stuff. I think he had a little Pyro King. It was just a very nice little mixture of random items. But as for the place where I got this stuff, the guy wasn't lying when he told me he picks only unique stuff. Because aside from like these items and the 1-1s, you know, he had current 1-1s that we're familiar with, like Savage, Freedom, aka GBA, you know, like big stuff like that. Lot of Major League Pyro in his store. I even bought a Major League Pyro ball cap. But then he carries mostly, other than that, Grand Patriot, Warrior, some old Mega Banger, and some old ass Pyro Predator and Golden Bear and stuff. Some of these cakes look like they could have been at least a decade old. Maybe older. So I'm tempted my next time up there, when I don't have big shit on my mind, I might want to make a trip up there just to scoop up a whole bunch of 200 and 500 grams from that stuff, because a lot of them 200 gram smaller cakes from Pyro Predator and Golden Bear, they're always promising. But yeah, so this is my little post-4th haul. Like I said, I've been waiting on these two, trying to pick them up since last year. Was finally able to get up there. It was a 7-hour round trip. Now, I know a lot of pyros, that's nothing. Like, they'll drive 7 hours one way to pick some... Hell, they'll drive 7 hours one way just hoping the store has something. But unfortunately, my car's a hoopty and it's down for the count. And I just had a hard-ass time finding anybody willing to make a drive that long. Because to me and my friends, that's a long drive. And of course, the 7 hours ended up being 9 hours because of the additional stops. But yeah, it was a nice little Saturday, to be honest, man. 72 degrees, partly sunny. windows down, rolling through, rural Wisconsin and picking up some awesome pyro. It was a nice Saturday. I know you guys probably could care less, but it was a lot better than my Sunday, which I ran to the store early in the morning to get my daughter some things she needed. I came home, and 15 minutes later, heard a bunch of noises, had a neighbor knocking on my door, told me to come out to the backyard, and someone had smashed into my truck so hard that they spun it about 45 degrees, in which it then smashed into my fence so hard that it ripped the fence. It actually pulled the concrete pole setting right out of the ground. So truck is out of commission, even worse. I just got the money together to get the basic repairs done, and now this happens. And it was all because some asshole down my alley decided to rob some other asshole who wasn't going out like a punk and started shooting. So the guy tried to escape in reverse, apparently flooring it up our alley and right into my truck. So that's how I got to spend my Sunday. Fun. Very fun. Luckily, it's the one thing that's making me glad I didn't go hog wild at that store, because I could have easily spent, another $1,500 there, but looks like I'm going to be needing that for car repairs now. But I will talk to you pyros later. Sorry for rambling on.